Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another car video. The female gaze being free is the source of many modern relationship issues. Yeah, I was thinking about, well, actually that's something I had known for a while, but I hadn't really talked about. And probably need to talk about it more. And, generally the female gaze is colloquially known as, women just checking out men. Yeah, it looks mad, y'all. Looks mad. It's not everything, but it's in there. But it's bigger than that if you really think about it. If you really think about it, you look at history and everything. Because what does it mean the female gaze is free, ultimately? They go for the men they want, not the men they have to settle for. Indeed, and I've even said past few years that, yeah, women have a guy they want and then who they settle for. But really, because I'm always looking, and every now and then I will change a view on something, like beard game. Yeah. But I would say women not even settling like they used to. They're not even settling like they used to. They want what they want. And they would rather be single than settle or share a man. They'd rather share. I'm still waiting for a serious movement towards polygyny. Polygyny. Like women just being good with being with sharing a man. It's going to start by women. Even though a lot of men promote it and everything, it'll be legalized in a movement led by women. Because you got women out here, they'd rather share that one thorough man, that one good-looking man, that one man who's laying it down, right, than get with some men that they'd rather get with. And pretty much the men got to have a whole lot. Because I told y'all before when I was on that panel on Facebook, and these women were complaining about guys not having money and all of that. And I know they go against what Ron be saying, but when I kind of challenged them, right? I said, well, hold up. Plenty of men got money, good credit, all of that. Y'all just not attracted to them. And they acknowledged it. They were like, yeah, you're right. We're not attracted to them. They want those guys, but they want to happen to be attracted to those men as well. But that's the female gaze, because, a lot of guys talk about, oh, the game has changed. Well, in the mainstream, yeah, definitely. Elements of this was in the black community anyway, women just going for men just, mainly based on who they want, their looks. Because, in the black community, we didn't, everybody had to work. But now that's spread to mainstream communities, whole countries and everything. In fact, that's a big reason. Well, that's a factor. There's several factors, but that's a factor why there's been a decline in the number of births. A lot of women just ain't trying to do that mommy thing, or at least not trying to do it like from teenage years. They got jobs. They're going for careers and everything. And see, that's a factor, because if a woman got her own money, she got her own career, she don't have to deal with a man just because he say, I'm gonna protect and provide for you. She can do that anyway. At least the money, the most he could do is maybe physically protect her. And shoot, sometimes when I'm in the gym, be seeing some ladies in there, they be curling some serious weights and they taking martial arts. So even that physical protection thing, be on the gun range, so even that's not the same. But the bottom line with it all, no matter how you look at it, a woman is free to go for who she wants to go for. Because seriously, and I've been talking about that. I mean, I just talked about how all those young ladies at my son's prom were there by themselves. Recently I talked about a whole lot of young ladies, very attractive young ladies who don't have a man. Now people coming up with all this stuff, but see, it come down to ultimately their choice. They can look, I'm gonna tell you something now. I say the overwhelming majority of women can get a man. Let's just be real with it. If they can get a man, the overwhelming majority. But some women will say, can they get a quality man? Okay. And I would just say, can they get a man they really want? They don't have to settle. Like I said, yeah, some women will settle. That's change. That has seriously changed. And that's the thing. It's not like it was once where, they just had to sit up and, be presented to some guy. The man convinced the woman's father, oh yeah, I'll take care of her and do all that. Oh, that's out the door. People complain about feminism and stuff. That's the main thing feminism did. It freed them up sexually. Seriously. Because they still don't have power over anybody, but they don't need to settle with a guy just because he say he'll feed them and stuff. They can feed themselves. Hell, like I said, I personally know several young ladies under the age of 30 who purchase houses or in the process of buying a house. And some of them had boyfriends, but the men had to play along with them. Shoot. That's why you got some older women and stuff. They getting some young guys or, and plenty of relationships where if you really pay attention to it, the women running something. Usually get them a little pretty boy or some dude who look like he gonna do something. And shit, indeed, when it said that 30% of marriages, the women are the primary breadwinner, and that's probably going to increase. Shit. You start looking at all those factors, everything started making some sense. Because when you get factors like that, now, you do get some women, no matter how much they make, they want that man to make more, right? And even that's not so much they need it, it's just more for a comfort thing, a backup thing. If they do want to have kids, they want to chill out, give them the freedom to, leave the workforce. But a lot of women ain't finding that. Shit. A lot of these women got those degrees. They making a lot of money. They may not be making 6 figures, but high 5 figures and stuff. So, on that level, okay, that man's money ain't gonna mean the same, unless he's way up there. And even then, they still gotta be physically attracted to him. Like that primal attraction thing. Like before I went to the gym, I watched a segment from that show I talked about, naked attraction. And the women, that's why I promote body game. Women, they free. Like before, I'd say maybe 50 years ago, women couldn't pay as much attention to a man's physicality. They had to pay more attention to, was he going to be a good man? And then, could he take care of him? Was he going to work and everything? And not to the same extent. So, because you take that factor out of it, they still looking at a man, but shoot, they more looking at his dick. That show naked attraction. Shit, the women be sitting there just staring at the dude's dick. They just be staring. Shit. And even with your clothes on, they be looking and wondering. And they looking at, say, okay. And, because of that, and because they don't have to deal with a man if they don't want to, they don't tolerate the same shit. Used to be, back in the day, women would tolerate a lot because they didn't have a choice. Because there were several women I met back in the day. There were a couple women in the building I used to live in upper Northwest D.C. And both of them were from South Dakota. Both of them divorced. They were best friends. They shared a certain person in common, though. I don't think they know. Maybe they do. But, yeah, this one dude. Anyway, for those who know. Anyway. But I talked to them both, and they were just like, I said, hold up, you've been married to this guy. One of them been married for 20 years, had grandkids. 20 years. She just rolled from him. He ain't doing anything wrong. She just said she only married him for survival. They don't have to do that no more. Seriously, unless you're talking about real poor women, ratchet type of women, ones you can get some Sunny Delight for or something, or, pay their electric bill or something. And you get some women, they'll do that. I mean, if you're dealing with an acculturated prostitute or something, an acceptable hoe, as the Honorable Pimp God would call them. You know, but shoot, most women, they got their own shit. Hell, even some of these women you taking out on these dates, they got their own money, but they say, well, fuck it, I'll let him spend his money. And then they'll go, and then when you take them home and stuff, all they do is send a quick text to that muscular young boy that they really want to have sex with, and he come over. Oh man, it's crazy. Hey, check this out though. I'm gonna get back with this. I gotta make a stop, and with the craziness out here, y'all don't need to be seeing what I'm doing or where I'm going. So I'll get back with y'all in a second. Yeah. Rom's back. Yeah, so check it out. Yeah, the female gaze. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, I know some people will be like, oh, it's a bad thing. We gotta get back to how it was. How? Once you free somebody, you can't put them back. You can't put it back the way it is. Shoot. This ain't no Handmaid's Tale shit. I know some people trying and everything, but nah, shoot, these women, shoot, they they the dominant ones in college. I mean, you got these colleges, there's more women of all races in school than men. Shoot. They don't have to do like they used to do. Shoot, in fact, the economy is based so much on women. Ain't nobody gonna try to, ain't no businesses trying to say, hey, y'all gotta go back to, being that traditional woman and stuff and let the man make the money. First of all, most of the jobs are really geared towards women. The majority, overwhelming majority. Since some geniuses back in the 90s, and let me be clear, both parties in this country anyway, and really all over the world, decided to move out manufacturing. A lot of jobs the men would do. Shoot. Let's just be real with it. A lot of stuff that it was more suited to men, shoot, it's out. That's why I laid. The other week when I was talking about these lonely men in the economy, shoot, part of the problem is just getting a suitable job. Then you would have to change the culture or something. And there are some traditional women still, but even they only going to want certain men. And a big part of it is the physicality, because one thing I say, in most of the community, in most of the culture, most cultures around the world, with the exception of certain areas of the black community, like urban areas primarily, looks didn't mean as much, or the man's physical appearance. Oh yeah, it was always in the black community though. I'll get some links to some articles from Ebony magazine talking about handsome men, and he's going back to the 80s and 70s. So that's always been something there, but now other communities have caught up with that dynamic, and the women, hey, they still more so overall, more so even globally, women want that man who they like how he looks. Even when a woman get with a guy who might be physically ugly to everybody, for some reason they liked how he looked. But it just comes down to choice. That's what they're choosing. Women want the man that they choose. You can choose her all you want and do all the stuff, but if she don't choose you back, indeed, that's why a lot of players, they'll say it straight up. That's why pimps will say, nah, let her choose you. Pimps already understood that principle. Because they, like I said, what leverage does a man have over a woman except he got a dick? Let's just be raw with it. That's the only leverage. That's the only thing he really got that she can't duplicate. Even with a strap, even some lesbians need that hot one, that hot live one. That's the man's biggest negotiation. So they want that man who's going to turn them on sexually. Because they can. They can. Whatever that guy is or whatever it takes. Because they free. And that's just understanding now. Understand something. I'm not criticizing it. It just is. It's evolution. It's just evolution. It's how it's going to be. It's the norm. Like I said, they ain't going back to the being a happy housewife unless that's what they actually want. But shit, I've known some women, their husbands making a lot of money. They still not sleeping with them, and they got their own money squirreled away in case they got to bounce. Hey, that's how it is, And some women just say, fuck it. In fact, all this talk about single mothers, I've met some women who were making a lot of money, and they just found a guy just to basically be a live sperm donor. Because even when they want babies, they ain't necessarily marrying for it. They just find somebody whose looks they find acceptable and have that baby. And there's a lot of women doing that. And then, let's be real, sperm donors. And some of these will be professional women, like managers and stuff. Managers, corporate women. And they say straight up, like I said, they might get the live sperm donor, but shit. And in fact, anytime there's some talk about a shortage of sperm donors, they like, whatever. We don't even need them for that. That's because this shit's been free. They ain't settling. And it is what it is. Now, somebody would say, well, solution. Well, I've been given a solution. If you want the women, become that man that they want. In fact, that's the subtitle of my book, Nice Guys and Players, become the one they want. The one they want that top man. Both physically and socially, really. And when they get along with personality-wise, they don't have to settle. Like I said, I had been saying settling at first, but that shit's changing. Where they ain't even settling for a guy. They ain't getting with a guy just to get with him. And that's the whole thing. I know some people, a lot of guys don't like it. A lot of guys thinking, oh, it's over and all of that. I'm going to tell you what, because I just got to be cold-blooded. See, people don't know me. They just think, oh, yeah, that's cool, Uncle Rom and everything. If y'all really think about it, man, I'm actually a cold-blooded person about shit. Seriously. I can be cool with you if we cool, but I'm that type. I'm just going to be blunt about some damn shit. And that's just the reality out here. It's dog eat dog. It's survival of the fittest. It's survival of the fittest. So women, they looking for that man who can satisfy whatever the need they have, whatever they want. They ain't settling. Trust me, if you dealing with it. But here's the thing, though, about that, though. Actually, some guys will think they don't have power, but look, here's a dynamic nobody seem to realize. For all the stuff women got and need, they can take care of themselves. The men at the top, whether you call them select, 20%er, 1%er, alpha, whatever, actually have their choices. Because they'll have what the women are going to want regardless. And in negotiations, when you got something the other party want, you can set your terms for giving it to them. Because then you could be like, okay, well, you want this? Well, that's how you're going to have to behave. Seriously, they actually control them. Because that's a level most guys, unfortunately, won't get there. It just is what it is. I give out what information I could, but most guys won't have that option no matter what they think they're doing. Because in order to really have that option, women got to want you to begin with. Because some guys be thinking they really doing something. Yeah, I'm ignoring the women. Yeah, they don't give a shit about you, dude. Yeah, I'm going to be cold. That's one thing. Because we need some real talk. It's too much fake talk in here. And a lot of guys selling you some bullshit. You want the women, you want to be in a position of power. Well, hit the gym. Develop yourself. Develop your mind. Develop your power. Like my Saturday videos, Sovereign Man videos. I got one coming talking about Sovereign Man. Not this week. When is it? Next week. About Sovereign Man being about power. You know, because that's the thing now. If you develop into that type of man who the women want to be with, you then the ball's in your court. You can deal with them according to the way you want. In fact, people used to me using the term Mr. Goodbar. A major thing with Mr. Goodbar is he deals with women on his terms and then dismiss them. And really, if you look at the guys who really getting women, they deal with them whenever, however they feel. But they got something the women want. The women find them attractive, appealing, or whatever. That's the only solution. Because they ain't going back to, that's a major solution. Because they ain't going back to just dealing with some guy just to be dealing with him. They rather get some sperm from a sperm donor who probably fathered about 100 children. And you do got some sperm donors. I've seen some instances where all the children of a particular sperm donor got together, tracked down the donor himself. And then you even got those situations where they being live sperm donors. Because let's be real, a lot of guys out here are breeders. Because what do women want? They want an attractive child. And shoot, if they got shared, like all these guys got about multiple kids and stuff, the women know the guy, they trying to put it on the guy, but they the ones got their legs open for him. They knew who he was. He probably told me he had multiple kids when they met. They probably know the mothers of the kid. But when women want that seed or something, because they still need that seed from a man if they want to be a parent. And they still enjoy sex. And then even some of the ones who got a lot of money, they still want to be in a position where, if they want to chill out, that man can handle it, keep the lifestyle up. In fact, usually that's what it's more about than the money itself. She got the money. She just wants somebody who can hang with her. Even if for just companionship. I started talking with women literally 18 to 80. 18 to 80. And now when you have a white young lady saying, who's 19, saying the same general things as a 70-year-old black grandmother, you just be like, oh, wait, or some women saying it with an accent. They just looking for a small, it's evolved to the point they only just want a smaller group of men. And it's actually really been like that throughout history, but it's even smaller now. It used to be around 40% of men, and a study checked that 40% of men will like put their genes into the future in a given year. It's probably gotten lower than that. But it is what it is. The female gaze has been freed. Only way you could really solve it is work to become better. Hit the gym. That's basic. Get your financial program together. Not to give to women, but to have power. Develop power. Develop your leadership skills. Because they still want the D. They still want companionship. They still need men. That's where the thing get in. They still need a man no matter what. No matter even the independent ones. They still need a man. But they're in a position they don't have to settle for a man. Because their gaze has been free. They don't have to just deal with any guy. And like I said, you get a whole lot of them out here, more than people realize. If they got to share a man, they'll do it. Knowingly. So, and I'm going to just share that. That's just it. I mean, seriously, everybody want the women to change. They ain't going to change up. Shit, this is the most coldest force in nature is nature itself. This is nature, survival of the fittest. They just doing, that's their programming. You had to collectively have some magic genetically engineer. They free to go for who their DNA say they should go for. They free. So, yeah, wanted to share that. Oh, and don't get mad because of it. Don't get mad. Just figure out, okay, how you going to deal with it. And to me, you want to have that option. Because let me just say something real quick. Guys need to stop acting like they don't want no damn woman. Stop. Because if that was the case, if guys didn't want sex or they didn't want that woman, y'all wouldn't be on this channel or any other channel. You wouldn't have whole communities talking about it. Seriously, I want y'all to think about that. You wouldn't have whole communities talking about it. You wouldn't have all these Reddits and everything complaining that they ain't getting women if you didn't care. I actually know a dude, he's pretty asexual. Known him for well over 15 years. Somebody I was working with for a bit. Every single time we talked, we never talked about women. Never said a word, because he was just genuinely asexual. He just went into women. Anybody, as far as I could tell. So, don't lie to yourself, act like you ain't trying to get one. You wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be complaining. You wouldn't be, the sex industry wouldn't exist. Sex workers, OnlyFans, all that, if a man didn't want a woman. So I'm telling you what to do to alleviate that and to get a woman of your choice. That's all I'm doing. And then not just that, but just making it in life. But let's just be real. A lot of that is around women. Like I say, even if you are a troll and want to comment on this, why are you watching? You want that pussy. Stop bullshitting. A lot of guys need to stop lying. Because if you, like I said, if you didn't want it, you'd be paying attention to my money channel, get some money, stuff. You wouldn't even bother. You wouldn't have red pill, purple pill, black pill communities otherwise. All based on women. You want them. Ain't no shame in it. Ain't nothing like having and being inside a woman, having her look up at you and stuff, have her legs wrapped around you. Ain't nothing like it. Great feeling. So, anyway, let me get out of here, do something, and I get back with y'all. All right? Peace.